Hi there, welcome to the Animals Naturally podcast with me, Suzanne. The aim of this podcast is to give you ideas and tips on how to care for your animal more naturally. I'm founder of Taranet, a leading international natural animal healthcare resource at taranet.co.uk, where you can find lots of advice and information on different complementary therapies, holistic approaches, and even training and education information if you'd like to learn more about how to care for animals, whether your own or other people's, professionally yourself. In this episode of the podcast, I'm going to talk about veterinary acupuncture. At the Taranet website, I have a natural pet care blog. And in 2024, I was pleased to have a guest editor, Carol Parsons, who's a veterinary surgeon. So I thought it'd be useful to share the content of her blog post as part of this podcast, as I know many of you don't actually get a chance to look at the blog, and so the podcast is the way you can learn more about animal healthcare. So, first of all, what is acupuncture? You may have heard of it for being used for people, but it actually can be used for animals too. A lot of pet owners are often unaware that acupuncture is an option for their furry family members. Acupuncture has evolved from the ancient art of placing needles into special locations on the body to alleviate pain, improve recovery rates, and increase resistance to disease. It has been used by the Chinese and other Eastern cultures for thousands of years, but in recent decades there's been a wealth of scientific studies into the effects of acupuncture on the body, meaning it's become more widely accepted into Western and conventional medicine. Acupuncture is even available on the NHS, which is the UK health system, for a limited number of conditions, including back pain, headaches, and even hay fever. It's a very safe treatment with minimal side effects and can be used alongside conventional medicines. So, how does acupuncture work? By stimulating receptors under the skin and nerve endings within connective tissues and muscles, acupuncture needles produce a range of effects, including releasing of endorphins, which are the body's own morphine-like chemicals, and dilating blood vessels to improve blood flow to constricted areas, which can relieve pain and promote healing. It can provide relief of tension and constriction in the myofascial system, which is the muscles and connective tissues. These often become painful secondary to the initial disease, as the animal tries to compensate for or protect the damaged area. Sometimes these actually become the primary source of pain for the animal. You can often see that with different lamenesses in horses, for instance, whereby they might appear to be lame and they're lifting their leg or foot up in a strange way, in a painful way, but actually it's a pain in their back or some other part of the body, not actually the leg. Influences on the emotional centres of the brain and autonomic nervous system can bring a painful animal out of their flight or fight state into a calmer state of mind, reducing muscular tension and anxiety to improve well-being. So you can see there, veterinary acupuncture has a range of potential benefits. More recent sophisticated studies have revealed effects on the hypothalamus, immune system, and autonomic nervous system. All these systems are designed to maintain a normal physiological balance in the body. This has led to its use in a wider range of internal medical disease conditions. So when can acupuncture be useful? Acupuncture is most often used to treat musculoskeletal conditions, which are the bones and muscles, and painful conditions including neck pain, osteoarthritis, joint pain, muscular or ligament injuries, dental pain, post-operative pain, and spinal pain. It's also been used in a wide range of chronic medical conditions, particularly when conventional medicines have failed or are inadequate to control the patient's symptoms. These conditions are often where the body's own regulatory systems, known as homeostatic mechanisms, are working poorly, perhaps due to stress or other ongoing illness. Acupuncture for animals can only be carried out by either a registered veterinary surgeon or a registered veterinary nurse under veterinary supervision, and should always follow an accurate diagnosis of the problem where possible, and a full appraisal of all available treatment options. In many cases, acupuncture is best used in conjunction with conventional medicines. However, in some situations, it can be used as a sole treatment. Adding acupuncture to a treatment plan can help to reduce the requirement for other medications, reducing the risk of side effects. So, Will it work for your pet? Although most commonly used in dogs and horses, any animal may potentially benefit from acupuncture, with even reptiles and zoo animals having received acupuncture for many years. Acupuncture responses can vary from instant improvement to no benefit at all, with most animals falling somewhere in the middle. The standard approach is to try 3 or 4 sessions at weekly or twice weekly intervals and then review how the animal was progressing. A veterinary acupuncturist will not insist on continuing if there's no obvious benefit to your pet. So, will it hurt? Well, most pets will tolerate the superfine needles much more easily than a standard veterinary injection, and the acupuncturist will use a very gentle approach in the first instance, slowly feeling the muscles and joints for any highly sensitive areas before choosing where to place the needles. Often animals will benefit from some distractions when the needles are inserted, bringing out the lick map, for instance, for a dog. But once the endorphins start to be released, most animals will relax, sometimes into quite a sleepy state. So what are the side effects? Well, acupuncture is extremely safe when practiced correctly, with side effects usually mild, such as temporary muscle soreness or a tiny bleed when the needle is removed that stops with pressure. Occasionally, temporary nerve irritation may occur, but the most common side effect is really good sleep afterwards. So I think the key messages there are that it should only be practiced by a veterinary surgeon. A veterinary surgeon has had many years of skilled experience and training and knowledge of an animal's body and how best acupuncture may benefit. And once they've completed further veterinary acupuncture studies, then they are the people who only can legally use veterinary acupuncture on your animal, and you can have some level of assurance. This information was provided by veterinarian Carol Parsons. She's been a general practice vet for 20 years and stepped away from full-time clinical work to concentrate solely on acupuncture and pain management for pets in their home. She runs a mobile service in the East Midlands of the UK, and her website can be found at pettherapyacupuncture.co.uk. For more information on veterinary acupuncture and other holistic ways to help your animal, large or small, then please visit Taranet at taranet.co.uk for ideas. I'm also a retailer of doTERRA essential oils, plus the fantastic Forever range of aloe vera products for you and your animal. If you'd like more information on these natural ways to help care for your animal and you, please contact me through the website at taranet.co.uk. I hope you found that useful. Acupuncture is something that is definitely becoming more widely used with animals and even with people, as mentioned early on in this episode. So I hope it's something you may consider. There are some professional associations for veterinary acupuncturists too, and if you'd have any concerns about whether somebody who'd like to use a veterinary acupuncture is a member or not, then you can just Google the International Veterinary Acupuncture Society or contact me through the Taranet website. I'll be happy to help as well. But I hope that's been useful. Until next time, goodbye.